What is up, retro movie fans? My name is Andrew Jansen alongside Matt Thrash, and this is the Retro Rental Review. Today we are going back in time to March 30th, 1990 to check out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I wish they had the music in this. Not that music. I'm talking about like the.
Oh, you're talking about the old song.
The good song. They should have had something.
Good stuff.
The good stuff. But that music. It's pretty cool. All right.
Sorry.
Starring Todd W. Langen, Bobby Herbeck, Judith Hogue, Elias Corrice, Corey Feldman.
That's the only one I know.
That's the only one I know. Elias Corrice has been in a lot of stuff. A lot of cool stuff. Look Who's Talking. And
That's
stuff.
true, yes.
Been a lot of cool stuff. And he always plays like some sort of a degenerate. Directed by Steve Barron. With a budget of $13.5 million, it grossed the box office at $202 million.
Duh. It's because of the cartoon.
I was part of the problem. I went. I remember getting pulled out of school at third grade maybe and going to check this movie.
Yes.
It was an amazing
because
movie.
It's turtles.
It's turtles. It was turtles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
IMDb only gave this a 6.8 out of 10.
Wrong.
I don't get it. I don't understand IMDb because the audience scores are always way better than IMDb scores.
Yeah,
but it is.
It's horrible.
Yeah, but it's a great movie. I absolutely loved it. An amazing adaptation from the cartoon and the comics and the stories and all that. They changed a few things up as far as Splinter and his origins, but we can talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We're a little bit of nerds, so we kind of know things, But without further ado, let's check out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Store shelves and storage areas at an alarming rate.
So we open with a New York City street scene, and this reporter is talking about this recent crime spike in New York. All the while, we see all these victims of crime happening. A lot of people missing some stuff, and there's this wallet that's getting passed around from person to person.
The Great Wallet Heist. I mean, what the hell is this? This is like the Foot Clan, right? And these kids are stealing, why aren't they stealing elaborate things? Why are they stealing this guy's wallet? What, $20 in it?
I'm telling you, listen, credit cards weren't around back then.
No, they were not. It was all cash.
It's all cash. So, wallets had the entire paycheck in it. So,
hey, I got his ID, huh? Let's get some pay-per-view, huh?
I don't care. The 90s were great.
The 90s were great.
The 90s were great. It was a good time to be alive.
It was.
Who needs debit cards?
Who needs debit cards?
Fuck
Who needs cell phones? Fuck them.
All we had was wallets and GAC. That's all we had.
We had wallets, GACs, and dreams.
now we're 40 years old. We have none of those.
We have none of those. Now all we have is nostalgia.
Remember the times we were happy? Okay. This is the most depressing podcast we've ever done. So we cut tonight, and April is leaving work, and she sees a bunch of teenagers jacking some stuff, putting it on a truck.
And she's wearing her yellow-ass raincoat.
The thieves notice that April is looking at her, so they chase her and try to get her purse. The lights get cut out as a sigh hits a light bulb.
Yes.
And all we see is this darkness, but we hear a bunch of beat-up sounds that sounds like a cartoony. The lights come back on. April notices that a bunch of thugs are all tied up. The police are coming out, checking out the scene, but it looks like the sigh has been left behind. April steals a sigh as a turtle is peeking up from underneath the sewer, saying, "Oh man." Man. And then we get the actual title sequence.
Yes.
This is a bunch of shadows are kind of going through the sewers, and somebody says, "Oh, Major League Butt Kicking is back in town." And you get a little jump freeze frame.
Awesome! Righteous! Bossa Nova! Bossa Nova?
Donatello, Leonardo, and Michelangelo all excited about this recent crime stoppage thing they're doing.
Their big battle. Their first one battle, which is against a bunch of 20-year-olds stealing wallets with $20 in it.
A bunch of juveniles,
bunch of juvies. They're like, we kicked their ass.
at the local middle school. They won their first fight.
We fought well.
We then enter into their hideout area. This is, I guess, Splinter's house, and we see Splinter.
It's in the sewer.
It's a little hole in a sewer. Like, how could a sewer get worse? But here we are. But Splinter is this overgrown rat. It makes sense later. But right now, just go with it, please.
There's turtles. There's a rat. Follow along,
Just
people.
follow along. Just follow. Just wait till we get to the guy wearing a tin can on his head. In retrospect, this is an awful movie.
It really is. This movie, like the premise of this movie is insane.
Oh, it's insane.
But when you were a kid in the 80s and in the 90s, this shit made all the sense in the world. You're like, Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes.
I get it.
No problem.
I'm totally behind this.
Absolutely, 100%. You know why? Is because they indoctrinated us with the cartoons and shit.
And the toys.
And the toys, before, and that way a bunch of kids saw it and accepted premises like this.
Yes.
It was okay.
And, I don't know about you guys, but when you looked at the back of those toys and you saw, like, all the other different
toys.
ones, you're like, I got to get that guy, I got to get that guy. And what were they? I think one was like a guy made out of garbage. He had like a trash can for a foot.
Hard and fade
Splinter is very much different than the Turtles. He's an older man, or rat. He's an older rat who likes to give motivational talks and speeches. And he's giving one of these speeches. He's giving one of these motivational speeches to the Turtles as Michelangelo's in the background ordering a pizza, threatening violence on the pizza guys if they put anchovies on the pizza.
You put anchovies on that dude,
You're in big trouble, okay? We then get a scene of the Domino's pizza delivery guy going out trying to find the address. It's 122 and an 8.
So fun fact. So do you know who that Domino's pizza man is?
No.
That's one of the guys that was in the suits for the Ninja Turtles. And this is fucked up. So those suits are made out of just rubber, right? And they are extremely hot. And those actors, I think there was 2 different actors. There was one that did the voice and one that did the martial arts. They're like, I guess like, thank you was that they got to have small roles in the movie. So this guy, that's the Domino's pizza man, I believe he played Donatello. And he's like, hey, yo, 187 and an 8th.
Yeah.
And that's his big scene.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they made him stay in those suits for such long periods of time, and they just sweat their asses off.
I was looking at the casting for this movie, and some people said Leonardo / something else.
Yes.
I was like, no freaking way. That doesn't even make any sense, but now it makes sense.
There was only one turtle that was, the actor was both the voice and the action, and that's Raphael.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, look, see, the more you know.
The more you know. Oh.
That's right. So this whole scene is just a plug for Domino's.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally like at the point where the Domino's guy sees, Michelangelo on the bottom of the sewer and he's handing him the pizza. It just focuses a big old close-up on Domino's.
And here's the thing. If you're going to order pizza in New York, which is the mecca of pizza, why the fuck would you call Domino's?
Of all things Domino's.
That's some California white people shit right there.
I guarantee you half of this movie was funded by Domino's.
Oh, guaranteed it was funded by Domino's.
Yep. They don't mention any other pizza throughout the film.
Nope.
None. Raph stops 2 guys from stealing a purse that are running into the park. The thieves accidentally run into Casey Jones.
Yeah, best character in the movie.
Casey Jones is my favorite absolute character.
Yes.
100% my favorite character.
And who played him?
Eason. What the fuck was it? God damn it. What was his name?
He's in so much stuff.
Elias
Correas.
Yeah, Correas.
He is just a phenomenal actor.
Great guy.
And like the fact that he played Casey Jones, like I think I was a fan of this guy ever since I saw this movie. I was just like, yep, that's my guy. Every time I saw him in a movie, I'm like, I'm watching it.
So Raphael tells Casey Jones that he shouldn't be beating up these punk kids.
After he just beat him up.
Like after he just beat the shit out of him.
Hey, it's cool if us Ninja Turtles do it, but you can't do it, okay?
Not from you. With his 3 fingers, not from you.
Not like that, they don't. Not from you.
Casey Jones calls him a bunch of names, like a green bald punker in green makeup or whatever.
I hate punkers.
Yeah, I hate punkers. What are you, some sort of punker? Casey Jones beats the crap out of him with a cricket club and runs out and calls him a freak. Raphael is pissed off, runs after him and says, I'm not finished with you. And then just lets out the biggest damn! So Raph goes home in a huff, and Splinter talks to him about his anger. This is the first time we see Raphael cry. This is the first of like 8 times.
But doesn't Splinter like wait up for him like your mom did after you like told her you'd be home at 9 o'clock and you come home at 3 a.m. and just like, Raphael, where have you been? I swear I wasn't out with the guys drinking in the park.
We then cut to April talking to Danny's dad, Charles, who is April's boss.
And why is he always over at her house?
It's weird, isn't it?
Did they have a relationship?
I don't think so.
Does your boss ever show up to your house?
I'd punch that cocksucker right there. If you're listening, fucking Paul Reardon, you piece of shit. We'll punch you in the fucking face.
In the face!
No, it's weird, isn't it? He's over there a couple
He's
times.
always over there. It's creepy.
He's bringing his snot
brings his kid over there that steals her shit.
Yeah, the kid steals her shit. $20.
$20!
You know, his name is Danny. I call him Gingervitis. He is literally the redheaded stepchild of the movie.
with his Sid Vicious shirts on.
Is that what I saw? Sid, and I was thinking Toy Story, but
dude. So yeah, I didn't know that was Sid Vicious.
And I have half the brain that you do.
April then is talking to the chief of police, doing an interview about all of the crime that's happening recently.
Yes.
She is giving Chief Stearns the business, though, about how he's not doing enough to help with the problem of what could possibly be the Foot Clan, which is reminiscent of this gang that happened years ago in Japan.
Right.
Like, oh, people are getting robbed. It must be the Foot Clan.
Oh, it must be the Foot Clan that did that shit in feudal Japan.
The Turtles are watching this on TV.
That's her!
And thinking about how hot she is.
She wasn't.
Yeah, she's not.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. Like, I get it was on the script, but once you hired the actress, you could have changed the line and be like, oh, man, she is so mediocre.
She's
she's a woman. You know, she's around if it doesn't work out with the hot one. But Shredder is also watching this on TV. And
how does he change the channel? By throwing a fucking kunai at the fucking TV.
He's got a lot of TVs. He's got a bunch of people working for him, bringing them all TVs. And those TVs are expensive back then.
They're like, fucking Shredder, we gotta go grab another TV.
God damn it, did it again.
How much money have we stolen? $60? Is that the Shredder TV fund?
That's what the Foot Clan is. It's just it's a malicious underground ring to get TVs for Shredder. It's his anger, it just won't let him have one. Oh, this is beautiful.
Turn it on.
April then goes to the subway and is caught up by the Foot Clan. I love April's incredibly sensitive racial comment when she says, "Am I behind on my Sony payments again?"
What? Am I behind on my Sony payments again?
So not only is this bitch ugly, but she's racist as fuck too. Am I behind on my Sony payments? So Raph actually is in the subway as well, but he ends up finding the Psy and beats up the Foot Clan like crazy as April gets knocked out.
Yes.
Raphael decides to bring April back to Splinter's little hideout area, and a member of the Foot Clan is actually following them. So now the Foot Clan kind of knows where the Turtles and Splinter are.
So what kind of Ninja Turtle is Raphael then if he doesn't hear this guy who's like not being stealthy at all? Like he's like walking in the water and you can literally hear...
Yeah. Like what else would it be? April wakes out and freaks out. And this is supposed to be... I don't know if it was funny back then. I can't remember if it was funny, but now I'm just looking at it like this isn't fun.
But that's what women did. When they see a rat, they jump up on something. That's what women did back in the day. I mean, I think they still do it now. I know my wife does it when she sees a spider and then throws a Molotov cocktail on it, but you know.
From hell! So to calm her down, Splinter talks to her.
Yeah. Hey, bro, you are screaming like a banshee.
Splinter talks to April about how he met the turtles and he was just roaming the sewers and he found this ooze that was coming out of this broken container.
The turtles were swimming in it.
And sees these 4 turtles. Here we get
baby turtles.
Oh, baby turtles. And then we get the great special effects of the 90s. This little it was so terrible.
What was that? Was that claymation? What was
It was
that?
definitely clay. It had to be claymation.
Oh God,
it was
claymation.
so bad, and it wasn't only bad, but it was like really dark. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like just looking at it now, it's just like, oh, it was so bad. Yeah. But it was kind of funny when they were saying like pizza, radical.
And soon, I gave them all names.
Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo.
It's me.
That's me. So okay, well that's a good question to ask you. Who was your favorite Ninja Turtle?
In the film?
It's like just who was your favorite Ninja Turtle? Of all.
Probably Raphael would be my favorite one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're all entitled to be wrong. The best Ninja Turtle is Michelangelo. But
we have a mutual friend named Trevor. He will sit to Donatello.
yeah, Donatello, really, Donatello.
Which is the only way that Donatello is the best turtle is if you're only playing the NES game. That is the best turtle.
And Corey Feldman's playing with you.
That's true. Corey Feldman. Well, not now. Not today's Corey
I
Feldman.
would play Ninja Turtles with today's Corey Feldman, and you would too.
The man is psychotic.
Do you know how great that would be?
No, I don't.
That would be like that would be like eating breakfast with Gary Busey. Could you imagine?
I love these scrambled eggs.
Could you imagine?
You're doing great. It's gigantic.
These scrambled eggs are hot. Dude, that's what we're gonna do. Breakfast with Busey. That's what we're gonna do.
All right. Well, Busey, you have our number, so let me know.
Comment below, Gary. We're ready for you.
The man is psychotic enough to fucking respond. I'm telling you, this is a bad idea.
I'm all for it.
He'll be calling me tonight. How'd you get this number? Hey, it's me, Gary.
It's Gary Busey.
So April, no longer scared, invites them over for some pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Because these turtles eat pizza.
They love pizza for
love
some
pizza.
reason. The turtles come back to their house after they eat pizza with April and do a bunch of stupid, corny impressions. And they find their house is completely obliterated and Splinter is now missing.
Yes. Everything was broken except for that ghetto-ass couch they had. Everything else was beat to shit.
Beat to shit.
And they probably walked in and like, what? They just took Splinter? Like, everything else is fine.
Because they have no valuables. They live in a shithole.
It's like, literally, they looked at, like, the little spot where Splinter sits, and they saw that it was broken in half. They're like, where's Splinter?
Maybe he was taking a dump. That'd be funny if this whole movie, like, there were 2 hours, they're looking for Splinter, and he was just out in the can the whole time.
What the turtles? How do I wipe?
He had a turtle head poking out. That's why he would... The turtles go back to April's house, and she says, "What's wrong?" And then you see I don't know why this was so funny, but just a close-up of Leonardo and his mouth moving.
Splinter.
Splinter.
What's wrong?
Splinter.
The movie's good.
Splinter.
The movie is good. Like, we're shitting on a movie that's good.
It is. This movie is so good, but that's why we can shit on it.
Yeah.
Because we love it
Because
so
we
much.
fucking love it.
Because we fucking love it. God, why can't you see that, people?
Gary Busey.
I'm channeling. I'm channeling Gary. I want to do Breakfast with Busey.
Breakfast with Busey.
Breakfast with Busey. I want to do it.
Gary Busey, please. I'm going to tag him in
Gary, comment below. We want to do Breakfast with Busey. Please.
Oh, I want to do Breakfast with Busey. Okay. Oh, shit. So we cut to the next day in April's house, and Charles is telling April that maybe she should stay off the story for a while because he's getting a lot of heat from Chief Stearns, who's basically being criticized by April this whole time.
And he's at her house again.
Yes.
He's just always at the house.
He's always at the fucking
with
house.
this snot-nosed kid.
The snot-nosed the gingivitis kid who notices the turtles kind of hanging around.
Yes.
And, he looks again, and they're gone. They're all hiding, because they don't want to get caught and blah, blah, blah. But we then find out that when Charles is taking Danny to school, Charles has been called by the police saying that Danny got arrested for stealing a car stereo. He's really...
For stealing $30.
It had AM and FM on it.
For stealing some fake jewelry. Total cost $12.
Danny gets pissed off, hops out of the car, and runs out to the subway.
Yeah.
We then cut to this warehouse with a bunch of kids playing games and skateboarding.
Yes.
And the kids are like, they're smoking and they're gambling and all that. And
Tell me you didn't want to hang out there.
dude, it was an awesome place.
I so wanted to hang out there.
Because all we had was Discovery Zone and Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, we didn't have Shredder's hangout. I would have preferred, instead of Discovery Zone, Shredders.
Shredders. I would have turned to a life of crime.
I totally would.
Just to play Pac-Man full time.
And smoke menthol or regular.
Menthol or regular. With a little wink.
With a little wink. You know who that guy is, right?
Is it one of the turtles?
That's Sam Rockwell.
I don't know who that is.
Sam Rockwell plays in a bunch of movies nowadays. He's Justin Hammer in the Iron Man films.
Never seen.
You've never seen Iron Man?
Never seen Iron Man.
Okay. Well, anyway, Sam Rockwell is a very well-known actor today.
Yeah.
Just because Annie doesn't know him. I think this was his first movie.
Really?
I'm not sure. Comment below. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Was this Sam Rockwell's first movie? But yeah, Sam Rockwell.
You know, after we're done with breakfast with Busey, maybe we can have supper with Sam.
Dude! No, we'll have Rocks Off with Rockwell.
Rocks off with Rockwell.
Getting our rocks off with Rockwell.
All right, we'll do breakfast with Busey.
Yes. Barry, where do you want to go, man? I'm thinking Coco's, baby.
Is Coco's even around anymore?
I don't know, but could you see him going cuckoo at Coco's?
At this factory, some kids are sparring. Master Tensu is overseeing it all. So a big gong sounds.
Gong.
And out comes Shredder. I love the music in this scene.
Yes.
I love the overhead pan.
I love his sparkly pajamas.
Oh, it's amazing. So fucking cool. It makes him look so badass. When in
Yes.
fact, it's just like somebody who could, it probably looks like a I don't know, like an IT tech or something under there. But he looks fierce in this goddamn costume.
Imagine he takes his jacket off and he's got fucking Cat 6 cables hanging off of his shoulders.
He tells the Foot Clan to punish these turtles that are coming out. Danny then says, Master, we focus a close-up on Danny as he appears to be saying something to Shredder. So now Danny, we know that Danny
Now he's
is
a snitch.
Now he's a little bitchy. So he's not only gingivitis.
Yeah, he's such a ginger bitch.
He looks diseased, and he's a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
So
This guy's probably uber famous. The guy who played Danny is probably like, yeah, I own like 9 corporations.
But he didn't have breakfast with Busey.
But he didn't have breakfast with Busey, Danny.
Raph is pissed at Leo for not wanting to go out and find Splinter.
Yes.
And Raph leaves in a huff and goes to the roof. I guess he does this all the time. So Raph, he cries, he complains,
He
and
throws
he fucking
tantrums,
runs away.
Throws tantrums.
He's the most immature.
He's like a teenager.
That's true. He's
Like that bitch-ass teenager.
Now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Donatello and Michelangelo are watching the Tortoise and the Hare on TV.
Yes.
And cheering on the tortoise.
Yes. Ninja kick him in the face.
Ninja kick the damn rabbit.
Come on, don't just ninja kick the damn rabbit. Do something.
Raph now gets jumped by the Foot Clan.
Yes.
And gets dumped through this glass roof where all the other turtles and April are chilling out. In this scene, it's pretty funny because we get this nunchuck battle between Michelangelo and the Foot Clan member.
Fellow chucker, eh?
Then we get this fight scene that's really cool. So the fight scenes in this movie are pretty cool, right? All the martial arts and all that.
Yes, this is like my favorite scene.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's definitely a good one.
The music.
Yep, the music is great, and like the little gags that they have,
Yes.
and spinning them on the shell and stuff.
Yes.
It's pretty fun.
Yes.
But they fight so much they fall into the floor to the basement below, and Master Tinsu, but the Master
Tinsel.
Master Tinsel is waiting with more Foot Clan. So more fighting happens now. Casey Jones has joined the fight, which is good because Raphael is knocked unconscious
Yes.
somewhere. The place actually starts catching on fire due to all the hotness of the fighting. What caused the fire? Do you remember?
All her shit was so old. Fucking the slightest spark
I'm sorry.
The answering machine actually starts hanging by a thread while on fire.
Well,
And
on fire.
Casey Jones hears the message from her boss saying that she is fired.
And doesn't he like stop and go,
Yeah. Like, for some reason, the battle pauses. So
the
Casey
Foot Clan's
Jones
like, did you need to get that?
yeah, can listen to this.
You need to get that, Casey?
Oh, shit. So all the turtles and Casey Jones and April all escape in this van, and they all run away as the place burns down behind them. We then cut back to the warehouse, and Shredder is beating the crap out of Splinter, just giving him
Yes.
the business. He's like hanging on this fence, and
Yes.
Shredder's just beating the crap out of him, demanding answers. How do they know how to fight like this?
Yes.
And we don't know why Shredder is so pissed off and why they can fight so well, but Shredder is thinking something weird
Yes.
is happening here. Shredder is also pissed off at Master Tensu for failing.
Yes.
Tensu then takes out his aggression on more Foot Clan members.
Foot Clan member.
This is why the Foot Clan can't beat the Turtles. They're always injured from Master Tensu. Danny talks to Splinter. So Danny is intrigued. He wants to talk to Splinter. And Splinter basically says, like, oh, you look like you have a lot on your mind, and my ear is open if you care to use it.
Yeah.
So Danny sticks his dick in Splinter's ear.
My dad could care less about me.
But Danny basically tells Splinter that he doesn't really have anybody he can rely on because his dad doesn't care about him.
Yes.
And Splinter says,
All fathers care for their sons.
this is a sad scene.
It is.
It really is. Because you
But
can...
it's so boring.
There's a special place in hell for people like you.
What'd you watch this movie for? Ninja Turtles beating up ninjas? Or fucking Splinter going, fathers care for their sons?
It was a sweet scene. You gave them... Fuck you.
Yeah. You know what it gave me? It gave me the snores because I fell asleep.
Oh, man. Oh, that's cruel. That was a great
I'm
scene.
kidding. It was a great scene.
It was a great scene.
It's very heartwarming. Hearts on this side up.
We then cut to the farmhouse in the country.
Oh, God. Yeah, more of April's hoarding.
So this is another shithole. She said she hasn't been there in years, and you go there and the place is completely furnished and stocked. She ain't cleaned that shit in years.
Except the bathroom. The bathroom is whole fucking...
Just a tub.
Just a tub. Everything's cracked and broken. Everything else in the house looks nice.
April and the gang are hiding out, and Casey gives April the bad news about her being fired because
Yes.
she said she was going to walk 4 miles to find a phone to call her boss. And
Yes.
he said, you just saved yourself an 8-mile round trip.
Wait, hey, you just saved yourself an 8-mile round tripper. You were fired.
I just saved myself?
Uh-oh.
This is like the first real fight we get between Casey and April, and there's like 4 more to come.
Yeah, all of Casey's lines were great.
Oh, they're great.
So good.
So funny. Raph ends up waking up, and Leo is all excited, and they make up because they were fighting earlier about not wanting to go find Splinter.
And he goes, and Leonardo goes, he wants some food!
Bring some food!
Hey! Hey, he's awake! He wants some food! Bring some food!
Bring some food!
Fucking Leonardo turns into Mickey Mouse.
Oh, Hal! Looks like you woke up, huh? We really missed you, fuckface! We're about to have breakfast with Boosie!
I do not understand.
We then cut back to the warehouse. Tensu is talking to Shredder about the turtles. He's asking him why he's just so obsessed with these turtles, and Shredder says that there's something about their fighting that reminds him about something in the past.
Yes.
And now we kind of maybe start to kind of put pieces together, but maybe not just all yet.
I wasn't. I was like, so who does, like, how does
Yeah,
he know?
well, what about the
Like,
past? Yeah.
Who does he know?
Yeah. So we then cut to Leo meditating, and in the meditation, we see Splinter just raise his head and say, Leonardo.
Leonardo. Quit masturbating, Leonardo.
I'm watching you! So Leonardo gets really excited about seeing Splinter in his meditation. So he guns and runs the boys, and he tells everybody that he knows that Splinter's alive. We then cut to the field at night, where they're all surrounded by this fire, and they all are trying to meditate to maybe see Splinter in their vision.
It's a circle of jerks.
It's a circle of jerks. This is a real bad segue to the really nice scene that's about to come.
Oh, I know.
I love you all, my sons.
The Turtles then interrupt Casey Jones and April that are, I guess, trying to make up and have fun together. I don't fucking know what they're doing. They're trying to build some romantic interest that nobody cares about.
Yeah.
The Turtles interrupt them and say, it's time to go back.
It's time to go back.
It's time to go back.
And it's funny. It's great because have you seen how Donatello stands? First, Donatello's like this. And then he's like, oh, shit. Like you can tell the actor. It was probably Corey Feldman. Corey, if this was you, like, did you mean to stand like da 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 da? And then like they were shooting, and you heard like the other actor go, "It's time to go back," and were you like, "Oh fuck,
oh fuck."
Corey, please talk to us, buddy.
Oh, well, he's next in line after.
We'll have breakfast with you too. Yeah. We'll think of something fun, like maybe like field picnic with Feldman.
Yeah, field picnic with Feldman. There you go, perfect.
Yeah. Field trip with Feldman.
Get a lot more personal. Oh, field trip with Feldman.
And we'll just go on a random car ride with Corey Feldman.
That was way better than what I was thinking. Fucking with Feldman.
He would kill you.
He's in a band now.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking.
He would literally fuck you on stage.
Busey would be all about it. Hey, he's my guy.
Busey would be up front going, ah!
We'll change it to butt fucking with butt fucking with Busey. So we then cut to the Turtles, Casey Jones, and April all going into the sewer as Casey Jones is completely complaining and pissed off about the fact that he has to hang out in the sewer.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh, I'd be pissed.
Going into this fucking shithole is like, why don't we just go to my apartment, guys? It's right over there.
Seriously, it's right
down. You know
down.
where April's burned down shit is? Mine's like over there on 5th.
No shit. You know what I mean? Casey Jones had a fucking place, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was probably nice.
It had to been better than the feces dwelling environment they were chilling in.
Right?
Michelangelo calls Casey Jones a claustrophobic. And Casey Jones...
You want a fist in the mouth? I've never even looked at another guy. But that's what Casey Jones was. And that's what the movie needed. They needed this character.
They needed this character that was completely like oblivious, but like a kind of like a tough guy.
Yes.
You know, but kind of stupid too.
Yes, he was like the typical like I live in my own world. Don't tell me how to live.
Yep.
And yeah, like he was just, oh man, so good.
So Casey Jones gets really pissed off and goes to sleep in the truck. I love how he is sleeping in the truck and says, "Oh, I'm not afraid of enclosed areas," and then struggles to open the window.
Claustrophobic. You're a claustrophobic.
But it's then when Casey Jones sees Danny sneaking out of the sewer after Danny had a nightmare, hearing the voices of Shredder and Splinter in his head, basically talking about father figures.
Yes.
So he's trying to struggle with his demons, trying to figure out which side to go on.
Because he loves his daddy.
He loves his daddy.
He loves his daddy.
Well, he's got, because Danny has 3 father figures. He has his father, he has Shredder, and he has Splinter.
Yes.
That he's trying to choose between. And what's the good and the evil and all this other bullshit.
Balding, middle-aged man who runs a TV report.
Yeah.
A giant rat that talks. Or a guy that looks like a walking tin can opener.
I'll tell you what, I would pick Shredder all day.
I would pick Shredder all day, every day.
He seems like he'd be cool to hang out with.
Right? I bet you Shredder is sweet alone.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah. Just don't put your hand out there and try and change the channel because you'll get kunai'd.
So Casey Jones sees him running out of the sewer and then follows him all the way down to the warehouse.
Yes.
We then cut to the warehouse and Danny is talking to Splinter and Splinter is talking about Oroku Saki killing his master and his wife because of jealousy he had. He wanted his master's wife. Splinter goes to attack Oroku Saki. He actually scratches his face.
Yes.
Oroku Saki pushes him to the floor, but before Oroku Saki leaves, he slices his ear with a katana. This is where it's different from the cartoon, the comics, and stuff like that, right? Because we learned that Oroku Saki is not, in fact, the master of Splinter, but it is Splinter.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a little bit different, but it still gives us a little bit of a backstory, which is exciting.
A little bit.
Very exciting.
A little bit.
Danny asks what happened to this Oroku Saki, and Splinter says nobody knows, but you wear his symbol on your brow.
Yeah, the headband that he would wear.
So if you haven't figured it out now,
You're like,
Oroku Saki
okay,
is actually
Shredder.
Yeah. Danny goes to walk away, but then runs into Shredder,
Yes.
who asks him where he's been for the past several days. And he doesn't believe Danny when he says, "Oh, I've been doing nothing."
Yeah.
And then Shredder actually finds this drawing that April O'Neil did of Leonardo.
Yes.
Danny runs into Casey Jones, who is dressed as a Foot Clan member,
Yeah.
and tells him, "You got to come with me because they're about to kill Splinter."
They're gonna kill Splinter.
Gonna kill Splinter.
And it's great because Casey Jones is like, and?
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you here?
I saw like 7 rats on my way here.
Yeah.
We cut to Danny and Casey freeing Splinter, but are met by Tensu in the foot.
Yes.
Tensu beats up Casey and throws him into a bunch of boxes.
Yes.
And he sees a golf club.
Yes.
I love this where Casey Jones is trying to appear all like tough and shit and just getting his ass kicked.
Yes.
But then he has the golf club and like Happy Gilmore.
Fucking whacks away.
And he yells, Cut back to the Turtles beating up the Foot Clan as the Foot Clan are now infiltrated their base. They're skateboarding through the sewers and they're beating them up and having all this silly ass fighting going on.
Yes.
We then cut back to the warehouse and Splinter is telling all of the Foot Clan members that are trying to stop Danny and Casey Jones that Shredder cares absolutely nothing for you.
Yes.
This is probably my favorite line from Casey Jones.
Yes, mine too.
Is it? Okay. When somebody says we're a family, to which Casey Jones replies,
Family? You is that what you said? Family? You call this here and that down there family?
And I don't know why, but every time I see this scene, I laugh.
yes.
I laugh every time I
Yes.
rewind it.
My favorite
Because
scene.
it's so good.
It's so funny.
It's so fucking hilarious.
I don't know if he intended it to be that funny.
I don't know.
It almost seemed
Elias
like it
was just
so
Casey
good.
Jones was just a shining star in this entire
Yes,
movie.
he really is.
Like you sometimes forget. I'm watching a Ninja Turtles movie.
Sure.
You start to think like I'm watching a Casey Jones movie.
Casey Jones movie.
Yep.
It'd have been great if he had his own little spin-off movie.
Oh yeah.
He did. Honestly, he'd be a great superhero.
It's totally
Like your everyday man.
yeah. He's like the Punisher, but poor. He can't afford guns. He's got to use
Pocket six.
sporting goods.
We then cut down to the streets, and the Turtles are still fighting the Foot Clan.
Yes.
While they're saying a bunch of one-liners. This is where like they have like a bunch of like, oh, it was a shell of a good hit.
Shell of a good hit.
Yeah. It's cheesy, but it's
Very
fun.
cheesy, but yes.
And this is where you get the image of Michelangelo ducking his head into the shell and
Yes.
then popping up. And this is what they used for the preview for this.
Yes.
I remember seeing that and like, I want to see this movie.
Yes.
Because this one stupid scene.
God, I love being a turtle!
We then head up to the roof and the battle continues. And the Turtles defeat all of the Foot Clan. So now there's absolutely nobody left. But then Shredder comes down from the heavens.
With the sparkly ass pajamas.
We then cut to Casey and Danny and Splinter at the bottom of the building.
Yes.
Now with new members of, I guess, the Foot Clan. Who
A
are,
family.
yeah, a family. He said, so much for family.
So much for family, huh? When Shredder's beating up all the turtles, right? Why do they all face him one at a time?
I don't get
There's
that either.
four of you
There's four of
motherfuckers. Fucking bum rush his ass. You're mutant turtles.
Yeah, they were doing that the whole fucking movie, and now it's just like one by one. They're playing rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah,
and
it's
shit.
like, attack them together, guys.
Yeah.
That's what we would do in the video game.
Turtles in Time, we knew.
Yeah, we knew. Okay, Andy, we're going to fuck up Baxter Stockman as a team, right?
Raphael says, where's Splinter? And then Shredder says, the rat. He had a name. You know.
He has a name.
Yeah.
He had a name.
He had a name.
You're lying.
Leonardo gets really pissed off at Shredder and says, you lie. And Shredder says, do I?
Do I?
So he charges at Shredder, trying to attack him. Shredder then trips him up. Leonardo does the front bump. Shredder holds the sword to Leonardo, or the staff to Leonardo's throat
Yeah.
and says, he'll die unless you toss your weapons over the edge. So they all throw their weapons off, but Michelangelo's nunchucks seem to get caught up in the ladder.
Yes.
That's going to matter later.
Yes. Nunchucks matter.
Shredder says that he's still going to kill Leonardo anyway.
Yeah. Because why wouldn't you?
Why
He's
wouldn't
Shredder.
you?
And the guy was obsessed with turtle soup, so
He loved turtle soup.
he loved it.
Shredder goes to stab his staff into Leo's neck. That sounded really bad. We'll roll with it. But all of a sudden, Splinter appears.
Yes.
I love how Splinter says, "Yes, Oroku-sake." And talks about how he would killed my master. And Shredder gets so fucking pissed off, he removes his mask. And that's where you see the scratch that Splinter
on his
had
face.
left.
Yes.
This is where Shredder gets real pissed off and says, "I'm now going to finish what I started with your ear." Charges at Splinter with his staff. Splinter then wraps the nunchucks around the staff, and for some reason, this old fragile rat is strong enough to chuck him over the edge. This is the greatest line, I think, in the movie from Splinter, when he tells Shredder as he's hanging there,
Death comes for us all, Uroku-sake. But something much worse comes for you. For when you die, it
and
will...
Shredder cuts the rope by accident, and Splinter just finishes the line.
And then Shredder lands in a trash truck.
Yep, and Casey Jones
Takes out the trash.
the star of the film.
Star of the film.
Oops!
Pats his ass.
It was great. The Turtles are now reunited with Splinter, and they all hug. Charles sees Danny and hugs him. Danny gives the $20 back that he stole back from April. Charles gives April her job back.
April buys herself a fucking pizza from Domino's. Everyone's fucking happy.
Everyone's happy.
She makes out with Casey Jones, but she does the ugliest fucking smile before she fucking kisses him.
I was just looking. I was just
She was like, yeah. She's like trying to be cute. Yeah. And I'm like, oh.
You should have kissed me. I have work to do. It's like kissing Gary Busey.
I'd rather kiss Gary Busey than her. Gary.
No, don't listen to him, Gary.
Gary.
No, please.
After breakfast with Busey, Andy's gonna kiss you.
So at the end of the film, you see the Turtles and Splinter all hanging out. They're all saying they're awesome, tubular and all this stuff. Donatello can't quite think of something to do.
Yes.
They're all throwing out suggestions, and then Splinter says,
I have always liked Kawabunga.
They all say cowabunga, they high five, and Splinter says, "They made it funny."
I made it funny. Q and Humpty.
Yes, it's weird about these movies. Like they all, the Ghostbusters 2 and a bunch of like '90s movies that were kind of like pop culture, all had like these hip hop funky things happening at the end of it.
Yes. So remember, I said at the very beginning that there were some debuts as some of those thugs as people that we know nowadays. So obviously we had Sam Rockwell as the head thug who said, "We're family." That's Sam Rockwell. Did you know that Skeet Ulrich was one of the thugs as well? Skeet Ulrich was the one of the bad guys from Scream.
What part did he play in the Ninja Turtles?
He was one of the background thugs.
No way.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
And here's another one. Scott Wolf. Scott Wolf was one of the leads in the Double Dragon movie from the 90s. And if you don't know what we're talking about, we will review that.
No,
and you will all be sorry. You will all be sorry.
I think you'll be sorry.
You will be sorry. All of you. Especially you.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
That's so...
Oh, yeah. We're watching it.
I think legit it's probably worse than Mario Brothers.
Oh, it's bad.
It's really bad.
It's really bad.
I remember being excited for that film, too, when it came out, and it was just like, it's just so bad.
It's really bad.
It's so fucking bad.
But we're going to review it, and it's going to be glorious.
I don't think so. But
it'd be great.
But thank you all very much. Thrash, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. And thank you all watching for this. I appreciate that. Gary Busey, don't forget to contact us.
Breakfast at Busey. Wherever you want to go, Gary. It's on us.
Oh, shit. And we'll see you next time for the Retro Rental Review.